Our budget is balanced. We have an increase of approximately 3.26% in revenue and an operating expense increase of 3.26%. The overall change in the budget is 0.86. Consequently, I think that the budget is presented both fairly, meeting the needs of our collective bargaining agreements, our obligation to KP having risen by 10.81%, and our desire to prepare for the future and make sure that we don't create a model that is non-sustainable as we move forward. If we go into the operating budget, we can see that the expenditure 316, 355, 403, that represents an increase in the town administrator's salary and a 2% increase for the clerical staff. The finance committee, still a very meager budget at $250. The reserve fund at $100,000. We still haven't touched it. It's still below what would normally be a safety belt, it's usually 0.5% of the budget. But since we haven't needed it in the last, that the truth in budgeting is working, we feel pretty comfortable just leaving it at that near numbers is fine. Technology shows an increase in payroll. This is Sean Eric. This is jumping his a little higher than the usual 2%. This recognizes the fact that the man does tremendous amounts of labor for us, works very long and strange hours. Also, we're upping his expense line primarily because we are spending more money on security and firewalls, and also we have more of a budget for the replacement of equipment, as you will also see in the capital budget as well. Town clerks' wages and hours, our expenses are up. That reflects that we are fully staffed in that department now. And you'll see elections basically staying reasonably level. Police's collective bargaining agreement. And then expenses show, unfortunately, an increase in supplies and material. Fire department payroll represents, the jump here was the going to 6-man shift as was voted last year. Then that also adds in steps and COLA that take effect. Expenses are reasonably level here. We do introduce the Emergency Management Agency budget. This is the first time we've had this in the budget. We've put a payroll number of 10,000 in here. Animal control, as you know, we are now in an agreement with Rentham on a shared animal control officer. So far, that's worked out very well. We've never had to budget for it, but it is now a professionally staffed position. So that makes the total public safety 7.8 million. The next budget is local schools. We have a 3.16% increase. Regional schools, big jump in KP, 10.81%. We got a little bit of a break because Tri-County actually came down. This is sort of a one-year thing, I think. There are 10 less students from Plainville in Tri-County projected for next year. I don't know if that will stay the same going forward. We can only assume it won't. Plus, Tri-County's cost of construction haven't kicked in yet. Now, moving into public works, we haven't changed the tree warden number for years. The highway budget is coming down slightly. Snow and ice, we're leaving basically level. In the Health and Human Services Board of Health, reasonably flat. Council on Aging, going up. Park and Rec shows the increase because we're adding the part-time recreational assistant. Otherwise, it remains flat. Debt service, slight decrease in debt service. Benefits below show a 5% increase in health insurance. The next thing is the all-important elected officials and boards. Moderator, select board. We actually, where's Pat? I want to make sure she knows that I put the Board of Assessors in. Didn't forget them again. Town clerk, Board of Health, Planning Board, constable. We don't have any constables at the moment, so this obviously is irrelevant. So that's the operating budget, sir.